Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Company Secretary and the Chief Legal Officer of the company. I welcome you all to this 35th Annual General Meeting of the members of the company being held through video conferencing as permitted by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and the Securities and Exchange Board of India. The shareholders have been provided the facility to join the meeting through video conferencing and for e-voting being provided by NSDL. Some of the shareholders have shared certain questions about the financials and the working of the business, which have already been answered by virtue of an email to them. Before we commence, I would like to take you through certain points regarding the participation in this meeting. The facility of joining the AGM through video conferencing is being made available to the members on a first-come, first-served basis. All the members joining this meeting are by default placed on a mute mode to avoid any background noise disturbance and to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. During the question answer session, the name of the registered speaker shareholder will be announced, who will thereafter be unmuted by the host of the AGM and will be allowed to express their views or ask questions. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes, and I request each speaker to adhere to this time limit to ensure effectiveness of the meeting and to provide an equal opportunity to other speaker shareholders to put forward their views. The speaker shareholders are requested to click the audio and video button while speaking. If the shareholder is unable to join through video mode due to any reason, the shareholder is advised to switch off the camera and speak through audio mode alone. If there is a connectivity problem at the speaker shareholder's end, we will ask the next speaker to join the meeting. Once connectivity improves, the previous speaker who was not able to join on account of the connectivity issues will be requested to come back to speak. During the meeting, if any member faces any technical issue, they may call the helpline number of NSDL as mentioned in the notice to the meeting. Speaker shareholders are requested to minimize any background noise to avoid any disturbance. While speaking, we request the speaker to use the earphones so that he is clearly audible. Please note that the proceedings of the AGM will be recorded and made available on the website of it. Thank you. I now request Mr. Pirojsha Godrej, Executive Chairman, to take over. To you, sir.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pirojsha Godrej, Executive Chairman of the company, attending this meeting through video conferencing from Mumbai. I'm informed that all the directors are attending this AGM from their respective locations through video conferencing. Mr. Jamshed Godrej and Mr. Nadir Godrej, non-executive directors, are attending from Mumbai. Mr. Keki Dadi Seth, Mrs. Lalita Gupte, Mr. Pranay Vakil and Mr. Tapa Banerjee, our independent directors, are attending from Mumbai. Our independent director, Mr. Amitava Mukherjee, is attending from Dehradun, and Mr. Mohit Malhotra, Managing Director and CEO from Mumbai. Mr. Rajendra Khetawat, Chief Financial Officer, is attending this AGM from Mumbai. We also have representatives of BSR & Co. LLP Chartered Accountants, our statutory auditors, AK Jain & Co. Company Secretaries, the secretarial auditors, and R. Nanaboy & Co. Cost Accountants, the cost auditors, all attending this AGM through video conference from Mumbai. Mr. Ashish Jain, Practicing Company Secretary Scrutinizer, is also attending this AGM through video conference from Mumbai. I extend a hearty welcome to all the shareholders, all the directors, and all the invitees to the 35th Annual General Meeting of Godrej Properties Limited. Due to the social distancing norms and in order to ensure safety of the members and employees of the companies during the times of the current COVID-19 pandemic, this is the first time ever that our AGM is being held virtually. A live streaming of this meeting is also being cast on NSDL's website. I thank all of you for participating in today's meeting and sincerely wish that all of you and your loved ones are safe and healthy. I'm informed that the requisite quorum for the AGM is present, so I call this meeting to order. Since this AGM is being held electronically, physical attendance of the members has been dispensed with and the requirement of appointing proxy is not applicable. The registrars, as required by the Companies Act 2013 and the certificate from the statutory auditors on compliance of ESGS, have been made available electronically for inspection by the members during the AGM. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send their requests to secretarial@godrejproperties.com. Members who did not vote earlier through remote e-voting may vote electronically through the course of the meeting. Since the notice of the AGM is already circulated to all the members, I take the notice of the meeting as read. As the report of the statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors does not contain any qualifications or adverse remarks, I take the same as read. Dear shareholders, I hope you, your families, and loved ones are safe and doing well. The global spread of COVID-19 and India's lockdown have created an economic environment filled with uncertainty and risk. Our first priority has been to ensure that our workforce is safe. Thousands of laborers remained at our construction sites throughout the lockdown, and we provided them meals and sanitized living conditions. For our employees, we've maintained salary levels and bonuses and avoided any layoffs. The Godrej Group has committed an initial fund of rupees 50 crore to address the impact of the pandemic. Our earlier stated medium-term goals to consistently be among the leading developers by value of residential real estate sales in our core markets and to consistently deliver a return on equity in excess of 20% remain the key financial focus areas for your company. Despite the continued disruptions the real estate sector has faced, including the current pandemic, we believe we are on track to achieve these goals. While the end of the year saw significant disruption due to the lockdown at the end of Q4 financial year 20, I'm happy to share that on the whole, the financial year 20 was another strong year for your company. Godrej Properties had its best ever year measured by the value and volume of real estate sold. Our bookings for the year grew by 11% to rupees 5,915 and resulted from the sale of 7,415 homes with a total area of 8.8 million square feet. This works out to over 20 homes sold every day of the year. The fourth quarter was particularly strong, contributing approximately 40% of annual sales. We sold more than 1.1 million square feet with a booking value of over rupees 1,000 crore in each of our four focus markets of Mumbai, Pune, NCR, and Bangalore. We achieved this through a combination of strong new launches with sales of rupees 2,795 crore and sustained momentum in sales from existing inventory, which grew by 38% to rupees 3,120 crore. Strong sales from existing inventory led to greater percentage of cash collection from each sale, which in turn ensured our collections from residential sales were the highest they've ever been at rupees 3,638 crore. It was especially heartening to see the outstanding commitment and agility our team demonstrated by selling more than 500 homes in the second half of March as the company focused on digital sales tools to sustain operations during the lockdown. This sales performance in a challenging year for the sector was heartening and ensured we remained India's largest publicly listed developer by value of real estate sold. The progress in market share gains has been encouraging and combined with sustained momentum in new project additions puts us on track for the first of our two medium-term goals. The more challenging and important goal is to consistently deliver ROEs in excess of 20%. Here again, we believe we remain on track and that the combination of higher sales volumes, greater share of profits in each project, faster construction timelines, and stronger customer satisfaction will get us to this objective. Unfortunately, there have also been some negative external factors which do impact the timing of achieving this objective. Ind AS project completion accounting, which was introduced in the financial year 2019, ensures financial results trail operating performance by 2 to 3 years, and our equity raise of rupees 2,100 crore in financial year 20, while preparing us extremely well to benefit from the consolidation underway in the sector, lowers short-term ROEs. The national lockdown and reverse migration of construction labor has been another significant disruption that is likely to delay construction timelines and therefore revenue recognition by at least 6 months. We do expect this combination of factors to lead to subdued earnings and ROE in the current financial year. However, we remain confident that the steps we have taken to strengthen your company's balance sheet, enhance its project pipeline, and build its execution capabilities will help us ensure high returns, lower risk, and sustainable growth. Due to the significant gaps between accounting results and operating performance, we focused on 4 operating parameters to track our progress. While our financial results for the year were healthy, with EBITDA growing by 23% to rupees 733 crore, the more important measures are the following. The first is imputed return on capital, which is calculated by dividing the estimated profit created through operations within a period by the actual capital employed. Management is incentivized to optimize this metric through sales growth, margin enhancement, and capital efficiency. We saw a continued increase in imputed return on capital in financial year 20. The second metric we track is operating cash flow, which for the real estate industry is the most critical performance measure and is significantly linked to scale and efficiency. Here again, we had another good year with positive operating cash flow of rupees 793 crore. The third metric we track is near-term earnings enhancement achieved through in-year business development. In financial year 20, we added 10 new projects with a saleable area of approximately 19 million square feet. This includes 7 projects in the Mumbai metropolitan region, 2 projects in NCR, and 1 project in Bangalore. Another focus for the year was to add projects in structures that allowed your company to increase its share of earnings from each project. We believe the projects added this year will significantly enhance the margin profile and earnings of the company in the years ahead. The fourth metric is the Net Promoter Score provided to us by our customers. We believe this is the best measurement of our overall execution quality, as it factors in not only timely deliveries, but also the quality of design, quality of construction, and quality of service. This was the biggest focus for Godrej Properties this year. We revisited our practices from top to bottom to identify ways we could improve our customers' experience with GPL. We created a new purpose statement for our organization, which states, "We create spaces that enable everyday joys, one community, one family, and one home at a time." We reframed our existing construction quality benchmarks, brought in an external rating partner for construction quality, and incentivized the team to improve these scores. We reimagined our customer service practices and challenged ourselves to deliver higher quality experiences on a consistent basis. I'm happy to report that the results have been encouraging. Over 13,000 of our customers took the time to give us feedback and rate our performance, and our NPS at the end of financial year 20 stood at 59%, as compared to 26% at the end of financial year 19. The average rating out of 10 increased from 7.5 in FY19 to 8.4 in FY20. The team is passionate about finding ways to build on this momentum in the year ahead. We believe these numbers are industry leading and will play an important part in driving customer advocacy, which in turn will be the platform from which we can reach for our aspiration of significantly higher market share. Our strategy to shift from labor-intensive forms of construction to precast construction will help reduce project completion timelines, thereby reducing the gap between operating results and reported accounts. It will enhance our project returns, and it will allow us to turn around our capital much faster. During financial year 20, we delivered 5.3 million square feet of real estate across 5 cities. This included 2 projects that were the fastest delivered projects in your company's history. Godrej Origins, which is part of our flagship project, The Trees in Mumbai, was delivered in 27 months, and Godrej 24 in Pune fittingly received its occupation certificate within 24 months from the start of construction. While we are pleased with the year gone by, it is clear the current year will bring new challenges and opportunities. Resilience and agility will be critical to ensure we emerge stronger from this crisis. Financial year 21 is likely to be the first year in recent memory where India's GDP growth is negative. The crisis is leading to significant amounts of job cuts and salary reductions. This will certainly impact demand for high-value purchases such as residential real estate. Despite these headwinds, we believe we are well placed to maintain our growth momentum in the current financial year. I'd like to briefly mention 4 specific reasons for this. First, our balance sheet is strong with net debt to equity at the end of the fourth quarter standing at 0.24:1. Our equity raise of rupees 2,100 crore in the first quarter of FY20 has ensured that we have significant surplus liquidity to withstand any temporary liquidity and demand shocks that may arise. Second, our operational momentum is robust, with the fourth quarter of financial year 20 being our best ever quarter in terms of cash collections, booking values, and new business development. Third, our relative industry position remains strong. Most real estate developers are entering this crisis with significant existing concerns about adequate liquidity and customer demand. Indian home buyers have been increasingly gravitating towards buying from leading organized developers. This has resulted in rapid consolidation in the sector. With the added uncertainty, customers will now have about developers' delivery capability. Buyers will show an even stronger preference towards leading developers. Fourth, while there is no doubt this crisis will deteriorate our customers' purchasing power, it is also true that affordability of real estate going into this crisis was the best it has been in nearly 2 decades, with declining interest rates, rising incomes, and flat property prices for the past 7 years. Interest rates have been further reduced to decadal lows as the government and RBI seek to stimulate the economy. Furthermore, we believe those counting out the Indian residential real estate sector are not accurately assessing the impact of this pandemic on customer psychology. We do expect the desire for home ownership and the security it provides to increase as a result of the lockdown. We are fully prepared to withstand a possible downturn in the sector, however bad it gets, but would also like to focus on being able to capture opportunities that will arise as a result of this crisis. The most important opportunity will be to gain market share. Our strong business development over the past few years has ensured that our launch pipeline is the best it has ever been. We will be agile and ready to launch these projects and thereby gain share, while most of our peers are focused on liquidating their current inventory. This in turn will drive cash flows and earnings growth over the medium term. We will be open to the opportunity to further strengthen our portfolio if projects become available at distressed valuations. We will ensure that financial stability takes precedent, but do believe there will be interesting opportunities to deliver both these goals in the current financial year. The team at Godrej Properties is truly exceptional and passionate about their opportunity to be India's leading real estate developer. They are driven by your company's commitment to excellence, sustainability, and diversity. I am grateful to each of them for their exceptional commitment and ambition. We would like to thank our customers, joint venture partners, and business associates for their support. Finally, we owe thanks to you, our shareholders, for your continued belief in Godrej Properties. I now request the Company Secretary to explain the process of voting on the resolutions in the meeting.
Thank you, sir. In compliance with the Companies Act 2013 and the SEBI listing regulations, read with MC and SEBI circulars, the members have been provided with the facility to cast their vote electronically through the remote e-voting services administered by NSDL on all the resolutions set forth in the notice. The members who have not cast their votes on the resolutions as mentioned in the AGM notice by the remote e-voting prior to the AGM may cast their votes through the e-voting system available on the voting page of NSDL 15 minutes post the conclusion of the AGM. Members may visit the e-voting page of NSDL's e-voting website, that is www.evoting.nsdl.com, and cast their votes, while at the same time view the proceedings of the meeting, if they so desire. The board has appointed Mr. Ashish Jain, practicing company secretary, to act as the scrutinizer to scrutinize and the remote e-voting and the votes cast at the meeting to provide a consolidated results. Since the AGM is held through video conferencing, the resolutions mentioned in the notice convening this AGM have already been put to vote through remote e-voting, and as the facility of voting is also available at the AGM, the process for proposing or seconding of the resolution is not applicable. Thank you very much. I will now hand over the process back to Chairman.
Thanks, Surendra. The e-voting facility is now open and the members may please go to the e-voting page of NSDL website and cast their vote while at the same time watching the proceedings of the meeting. The e-voting facility will remain open for 15 minutes after the meeting to enable members to cast their vote. All efforts feasible under the circumstances have been made by the company to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered in this AGM. I am interested in item number 2 of the notice of AGM pertaining to my reappointment. Therefore, Mr. Keki Dadiseth may please be considered as the chairman for the said item. We now open the floor for any questions from the shareholders present at the meeting. I now request the company secretary to call the names of those shareholders who have registered themselves to speak or ask questions pertaining to the performance of the company during financial year 20, one by one.
Thank you, sir. To conclude the meeting in good time, I request each speaker to be brief, limit the speech to 3 minutes, and to avoid repetition. Once all the speaker shareholders have asked their questions one by one, after I call out their names, the same will be answered. This first speaker is Mr. Aspe Besania. Mr. Aspirations has been unmuted. You may please start your video camera and ask your questions. Thank you.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Sir, can you see?
Yes, we
Okay.
can.
Okay, sir, I welcome such a young chairman of our meeting, and I hope he can deliver good results. The results are very good for the year ending March 20, but first quarter our revenue was only 72 crores, and there is a huge increase in inventory. Considering negative growth in the economy, what is the roadmap for the next 2 years? So I cannot see the chairman's face. I can see only the company secretary's face. I should see both the faces rather than seeing blank as host and tech support.
The chairman face is visible. I think he's visible to everybody else. Apparently, there's some issue.
Maybe I have to turn my camera then.
Maybe, yes. Continue, sir.
Okay, considering negative growth in the economy, what is the roadmap for the next 2 years? The slowdown accelerated by budget provision of taxing second property owned by a person. So how much percentage of bookings are being cancelled? That means supposing 100 people are booked, how many people come and cancel it thereafter? And how much money will pay them for cancellation? So thank you and all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bechana. The second speaker is Ms. Hutokshi Patel. Ms. Patel, you are now on unmute. We request you to. Ms. Patel, can you unmute yourself and start? So, Ms. Patel, we cannot hear you. You have not joined. So, I'm moving to the third speaker, which is Mr. Sanjeev. Ms. Patel, you there? Ms. Patel, we can't hear you.
Was making enough money from the company. The shareholders.
You will have to increase the volume. You'll have to speak a little louder. We can't hear you.
So much injustice because I'm a woman. Should be paid half the money by the company.
We can't hear you, ma'am.
Okay, I start by now. Sorry. This is very bad. The conference is started. I'm not able to be over there. Already called out. All men are so eager to do first. Should have asked them to take the introductory, and then county English.
Ma'am, you are not audible. Let us take the next speaker. We'll come back again to you once your system has.
Because I'm a woman.
Ma'am, we can't hear you. So we'll come back to you, ma'am, once we have gone through the other speakers because we can't hear you. The next speaker is Mr. Sanjeev Bukharikar. Mr. Bukharikar, you there? Mr. Bukharikar doesn't seem to be there. The next speaker is Mr. Tushar Soda. Mr. Soda, can you unmute yourself and start?
Good afternoon. Am I audible and visible?
You are audible and visible, Mr. Soda.
Thank you so much. Respected Chairman, sir, eminent Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders, our company deserves appreciation for this sublime presentation of this year's financial statements. Management discussion and analysis has adequately covered an overview of entire operations of our company. Total revenues have decreased by about 13%, but nevertheless, net profits have increased by 6% to 267 crores, indicating improvement in net margins. Nil dividend still remains a matter of concern for the shareholders. Despite very tough economic conditions for the real estate sector as a whole, Godrej Properties has once again demonstrated excellent capabilities of successfully raising capital. 2,100 crores is a live example for that. Many congratulations to Team GPL for the highest ever booking value of 5,915 crores in a financial year ending the 31st March 2020. I'm very happy that this is also the highest ever by value achieved by any publicly listed real estate developer in India in a year. Sir, Godrej Properties has delivered about 53 lakh square feet in FY 2020. Please inform what are our aspirations and targets for the next 3 to 5 years. Can we deliver more than 80 lakh square feet to 85 lakh square feet every year from 2023 onwards on a sustainable basis, maybe 3 years down the line? Balance sheet of Godrej Properties is very strong with net debt to equity ratio at only 0.24. Can we aim to become a total debt-free company at net levels in the next 3 years? Consolidation phase in real estate industry is likely to get accelerated and many weak players may cease to exist. Are there any acquisition or takeover plans of smaller companies by GPL? Sir, I request you to kindly elaborate on organic and inorganic growth plans for the coming years. Many congratulations to the entire team for various awards and accolades received during the year. I extend my wholehearted support and wish for a bright financial performance for our company on a sustainable basis. I have already recorded my assent and affirmations for all 4 resolutions yesterday through e-voting. Thank you very much, Chairman Sir, for giving me this opportunity to express my views. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Tushar.
Thank you, Mr. Soda. The next speaker is Mr. Arun Kumar Bopana. Mr. Bopana, you are now on unmute. Please start.
Good afternoon. Thanks to Surinder for his support before the meeting. Compliment the management for taking care of the migrant labor. It has been terrible. We have seen so much of struggle of the migrant labor, the old, the handicapped, the pregnant and small children. Lord Godrej has taken care of them very well. The compliment, and I hope to take care of them in future too. Then, so what is the advantage of Maivan construction? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? With the pandemic and work from home, will the demand for houses beyond Bombay, between Bombay and Pune and between Bombay and Nasik increase, where the real estate will be cheaper, and somewhere near Alibag too? What is the company's focus on that? And I support all the resolutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bopana. The next speaker is Mr. Kirti Shah. Mr. Kirti Shah has not joined in, so we move forward. The next speaker is Mr. Ravi Kumar Naredi. Mr. Naredi is not there, so we move on to the last speaker, that is Mr. Dinesh Bhatia. Mr. Bhatia is also not there. We'll once again come back now to Ms. Patel. We will unmute Ms. Patel. Ms. Patel, can you hear us?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, there is a little connectivity issue. Anyway, can I start my speech?
Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am.
Thank you. Respected Chairman, our Mr. Adi Godrej, Chairman Emeritus, Mr. Jamshed Godrej, the Executive Chairman of the company, Mr. Mohit Malhotra, the MD and CEO, Sir Jamshed Godrej, Mr. Nadir Godrej, the 2 lady directors on the board, our Rajendra Khitawat, the CFO of our company, and Mr. Surendra Verma and his whole team. They have been very helpful to me in arranging this audio-video conferencing. Mr. Rajendra Khetawat, your name is not being shown on the annual report. I do not know. I had to search it in the awards page. Now, when I come to the awards page, I first congratulate the company, Mr. Jamshed Godrej and the MD for the various awards and all the employees who have worked hard, the laborers who have worked hard to make this company get various awards, the Builder of the Year, the Trusted Brand of the Year, the Real Estate Company of the Year, Best Workplace for Women. Mr. Mohit Malhotra, you yourself have received the award of Business Leader in Asia. Rajendra Sekhab, sorry, I am not able to pronounce your surname properly. The best CFO of the year, I congratulate you, our CFO, Mr. Rajendra sir. Anubhav Gupta as the best CXO. Sir, I do not know what CXO stand for. If you can later tell me. And Mr. Jain for being the young leader. I understand from the annual report that the laborers at the construction site have been taken very good care by this company. Indeed, Godrej, right from the inception of our Pirosha Godrej sir, has been very, very lenient and very, very pro-worker type, having very good consideration for their employees. You have provided them with good living conditions and meal. This is a very nice step for the management. I wish to ask two questions. Sir, with the size of the flats shrinking, the heights of the building increasing and reaching no limits, along with the Supreme Court order ban on NCR Delhi, what is the inventory level vis-a-vis the Affordability Index in CY19 and half CY20, especially in city like Bombay and NCR Delhi, where the housing is a tremendous problem? My second question stands, COVID driving down our country's economy to a very low level, people being made to work at home, office premises running empty, negative impact is tremendous. With unsold inventories shooting very high, how would you compete in such an uncertain market condition? Sir, here I would like to even stress that till last year we were holding conferences and meetings, AGMs in the conference room in the halls, especially at our Godrej 1. Vikhroli. Sir, in this period, that is in the late July and early August, we have innumerable meetings. Today also, I just spoke to other company, made my speech half and switched on over to your company as my turn came. Sir, holding in-person meetings in the conference hall, especially at the Godrej 1 premises at Vikhroli, it becomes a little very difficult for us to reach there at Vikhroli right from the city. It consumes a lot of time. Even if we come by car also, it will become very difficult for the traffic jam. If we engage a taxi, he will take us round and round. If we come by train, at least it will take 1 hour. So if it is held at in the town, one of your group meetings, I don't say all the group meetings, at least one of your group meetings should be held in town so that we willingly come in the town to attend your meeting, because it is impossible to go till Vikhroli and attend your meeting. All your meetings, if you are keeping it there, it is not fair for us. For the shareholders, consider us that it's very troublesome. Please, sir, I request you humbly. Adi Godrej, sir, please, I request you to please draw your attention on this. This video conferencing, the system which has been adopted in this year, it had already started with Infosys since last 5-6 years. And I being also a shareholder over there, I was as a speaker, I used to speak over there through video conferencing, and it was very comfortable. being a speaker at Infosys, for I did not waste my time and money reaching the spot. It was very easy, though they were from Bangalore doing this video conferencing. This audio video conference meetings held by every company because of MCA and SEBI and all the directives, or the finance ministry directive. I think this should prevail year after year. It saves the company's time and money. It saves the speakers, shareholders also time and money. It's full of simplicity and utilization. IT technology has no limits, and in this video conferencing, it is high time that we adopt the system all throughout the coming years. It saves companies a lot of time and money. Even the printing material can be, I do not know, some may not like it because it's better that we have it in the physical form, physical book, but video conferencing habit should be continued. So I once again request your good self, since you are doing too much of CSR activity, to consider our Godrej building, as it was of my great, as I was a small child, it was of our Bawajis who have donated lakhs of rupees for construction of this building. Not even once, even Manek engineer did not bother even to give one hand of paint for this building, though he was in Parsi Panchayat office. એક વખત એ લોકોએ બિલ્ડિંગ પેન્ટ બી નથી કરાવી આજ સુધી. I can understand that it is in the hands of Parsi Panchayat, but definitely if it is you people who should sit on that chair, Godrej, Wadias, Tatas, you people should sit on that chair. You know, that's what I humbly request. I'm very much thankful to all and one. Ms. Jamshed Godrej, I wish you all the very best. And I only one more wish I had, that either Madam Tanya or Madam Nasaba should also have been as a lady director on the board. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Sir, Mr. Adi Godrej, I wish you a very long, healthy, happy life. And may you be as Chairman Emeritus for a very, very long time. God bless you, and wish you all the employees all the very best. I also thank you, Mr. Surendra Verma. You have been very helpful, and you have always kept in touch. Thank you very much, all in one.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. With that, the question answer session is over. I hand it back to you, sir.
Thanks, Surendra. I'd like to thank the members for their questions and take this opportunity to provide our responses. There was a question on the first quarter revenue being quite low and what is our roadmap for the next couple of years, and also a question on how we will compete in such uncertain market conditions. So maybe I will provide a combined response to those. Revenue in real estate, accounting revenue, is determined not only by the real estate having sold, but also the construction for that real estate having been completed. And with the lockdown, there was virtually no construction in April and May, and no new projects achieved completion during the quarter, which is why accounting revenue is very low. The real better proxy to look at for revenue in our business is booking value. And in booking value, we actually had an excellent first quarter despite all the constraints, where we were able to grow our booking value by more than 70% year on year to above 1,500 crore. We intend to continue doing that and continuing using this opportunity as a period to gain market share. We believe the liquidity environment for the real estate sector overall is in a great challenge. Many of our peers in the sector go into this situation with a lot of difficulties, and that provides us the opportunity to use this as a period to gain market share by adding new projects at attractive valuations and selling greater quantities than many of our peers. There was a question on what percentage of bookings are cancelled and how much is refunded. It varies quite a lot from project to project, but typically what we see of the initial sales done, 5 to 10% of those sales are later cancelled. The way it works is that the money that customers have paid is retained as a forfeiture amount for the booking. And as long as that amount is under 20% of the value of the apartment, the entire amount is usually retained. Anything above that would be refunded to the customer. There was a question on dividend, not paying a dividend, which was a concern to Mr. Soda. I think the thinking of the company is that we are at a very interesting situation in the evolution of the real estate sector in India and in the progress of your company, and that the real opportunity for us now is to reinvest capital to ensure that we are leaving no stone unturned to gain market share and to emerge from this situation as India's strongest residential real estate developer. We believe the total return to shareholders will be much greater through pursuing this strategy than through issuing significant in-year dividends. Our delivery aspirations, there was a question on our delivery aspirations for financial year 23 and whether by that time we will be able to deliver over 8 million square feet a year. We do believe that will be the case. A good way to think about it is that the sales in a given year are usually largely for projects that have been launched that year or recently launched, and that deliveries usually will trail such sales by 2 or 3 years. So if you noticed in FY20, we already sold 8.8 million square feet. So certainly we would expect to see a delivery number larger than that over the next 3 years. There was a question whether we aspire to become net debt free in the next 3 years. We do not. We believe there are significant opportunities for growth in this sector and that this is a relatively capital intensive business. We believe in pursuing a very balanced strategy of having debt on the balance sheet, but never letting it get to a situation where that debt can become difficult for the company to manage. So I think we will continue to follow that policy of having the right balance of equity and debt, but we have no aspirations in the near term to become net debt free because competitive cost debt is a strategic advantage the company has, as was evidenced when we recently placed a 1,000 crore NCD issue at a 7.5% rate. Our organic and inorganic growth plans continue to be significant, where we have no inorganic growth plans at the moment. Organically, we do expect to considerably add new projects to the company's portfolio and do expect that to deliver tremendous growth in the years ahead. There was a question on the advantages of Maivan construction. And I think, Maivan construction is one of many construction methodologies that does allow more rapid construction progress and also higher construction quality. But there are other construction methodologies such as precast and tunnel form that are also methods that we are currently either using or exploring the use of. There's a question on demand for homes outside Mumbai as people want more space due to the pandemic. It's certainly something that we have our eye on. Our big focus at the moment is on residential real estate in these top 4 markets of Mumbai, NCR, Bangalore, and Pune. That would include the metropolitan region. So areas surrounding these cities, if we think there are interesting opportunities, we'd be happy to look at those as well. The last question was asked about the Affordability Index for real estate. And while it's true that certainly as a result of the pandemic, people's incomes are under pressure and therefore affordability may have worsened over the last 3 months, I think it's important to keep in mind, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, that there are actually a lot of factors that have been positive to affordability of real estate over the last 3 or 4 years. That include the fact that interest rates even before the pandemic were reduced by over 300 basis points over the past 3 or 4 years. They've been reduced by an additional significant amount to counter this pandemic. Similarly, real estate prices have been flat now for 6 or 7 years, while people's incomes over that period have been rising at a significant amount. So I think affordability, if you look at it for residential real estate in the leading cities in India, is actually the best it's been since at least the early 2000s. And we think that once the current economic environment stabilizes, which might of course take a while given the current situation, that the real estate sector is likely to be a key beneficiary of that stabilization. With that, I think we've completed all of the questions. In case any of the questions remain answered or the members were unable to speak due to any issue during the meeting, the members may please communicate their questions to the company through email at secretarial@godrejproperties.com, which shall be suitably answered. I would now like to conclude this meeting. The e-voting process will continue for the next 15 minutes and will be disabled thereafter. The result of the voting will be announced on or before August 7th, 2020, and the same will be intimated to the stock exchanges and also uploaded on the website of the company and the NDSL. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to you, our members, for your continued faith, trust, encouragement, and support. With your consent, I and all other board members would like to leave the meeting and wish all shareholders and their families a very healthy and safe future. Thank you. Surendra, shall we log off?
Yes, sir, we can log off now.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.